Okay. All right. So, hi everyone. This is Sofeya. I have with me a credit repair specialist, among other things, Elke Glenn, and she will do her own introduction.
Hello, everyone. My name is Elke Clinton. I am the CEO and founder of Savvy Moms Unite, Career and Prosperity Catalyst. My goal is to change money and how it shows up in single moms' lives. I I currently have a business that I've been in for about 4 years, and I also work full time. So I'm what we call a parallelpreneur.
Okay, great. We're going to jump right on in. I know this for everybody in the group. This is the second time that we've tried
Yes.
this. This time we got the good to go. So, what is the difference between good credit versus bad credit? Like, what's the pendulum of the numbers?
Right. So good credit. So your credit score for the most part is on a range between three. I think it's like 320 to about 800. Right. That's what the average scores are ranging from. Um, and somewhere in the middle, you are good. Right. If you're in the 650 and above, you are in a good place. If you 800, listen, you can walk into a bank and ask them for $500,000. They sign
Like
it
right
for you.
now, right now.
They be like, when you want that check? So uh, 800 score is really good. It's not common. It's very
Mhm.
hard to get. Um, where you're gonna struggle is when you're like at a 620 or below, when you really are
Mhm.
starting to hit in the 500s, even 400s. I've never seen someone at a three. I've seen some four and fives. Then that's when you are considered a risk to a
Okay.
lender. You're a credit risk. You're someone that they may not want to give credit to.
Oh wow, I never even heard of it that way, a credit risk. I know, it kind of depends on what you can and cannot get. So
Right.
I have noticed on a few platforms like Credit Sesame, Credit Karma, what they promote as far as adding your utilities on there to boost your credit.
Mhm.
Now, are your utilities normally taken in consideration for your credit, or will you have to use a service like that to use it for a boost?
So that's a great question, Sophia. Your utilities are not reported normally on your credit report. Um, your your um, your lenders, your credit card companies are not obligated to. Well, no, your utility companies, I should say, are not obligated to report it. If you're
Okay.
paying rent right now, if you're paying your light bills, your cell phone, even, they're not required. But if you do want it to be added to your credit report, you can use Experian has Experian Boost, which I currently use,
Hmm.
or you can use Credit Sesame, or there are rent programs that will reach out to your rental company and request that they send in paperwork so they can report your payments to the credit bureaus.
Okay. Okay. Now, so if your utilities don't impact it, what all does impact your credit score?
Good. So if you're thinking about your credit score as a pie, right?
Hmm.
About 30% of that pie, it goes towards what you have been using in terms of your amount of debt,
Hmm.
right? So if you have a $300 credit card and you've used $200 on that credit card, well, that means you're like at a 90% rate for usage, and that's
Hmm.
never a good thing. You never want to be that close to the edge. You always
Okay.
want to be somewhere in the 30% range of your credit utilization, 30% of what your amount in the loan or the credit card balance. It should always be 30 or below.
Okay.
35% of that pie then goes to your payment history. So if it's 35%, that means that's crucial. You paying on time, paying before the due dates, paying even more than what the minimum is,
Okay.
all count. So when you're thinking about, oh, I got to pay on the 15th, you want to pay before the 15th because that
Okay.
actually helps you in the long run because you're going with the billing cycle, not the payment due date. So always pay
Okay.
before your due date. That actually helps to boost your credit score.
Oh, that's good to know. Okay. Also, something that stays on seems to stay on forever. Student loans.
Yes.
How much do they weigh? And they seem to never go away. I heard some things about some things fall off at like 7 year mark or something.
Right. Great question.
Okay, so how does that work?
So with student loans, they don't fall off. They remain until you've paid them off. They're
Hmm.
different from consumer credit. So consumer credit is whenever you go and get a personal loan, car loan, a credit card. Those things remain, and for the most part, when we say fall off, now we got to be careful because I think people think, well, if I paid off a car, it might fall off after 7 years. No, you want that to stay on your credit report. Why? Because it shows good payment history and
Yeah.
longevity. You
Okay.
want to show longevity of good payment history. So keeping that long term, even student loan payments, if you're paying them on time and you've been paying them as scheduled, you still want that on it because it shows good payment history.
Okay.
Where things might fall off is debts. So old debts that have been on for a long time and you ain't paid them or you still own, you might see those go off after 7 years because by law the company is not allowed to go after you after 7 years unless they sold the
Okay.
debt to someone else.
Okay. I'm glad you brought that up.
Mhm.
Selling the debt. So say I have a bill from 2000. It's 2020 now.
Right.
And say maybe 5 years ago or so, another company calls and says, "Hey, this we have your bill from this company in 2000." So now both of those marks are on my credit. How is that? How does that work?
So first of all, if you do get a call from a company that purchased an old debt and it was from over 7 years ago, you can always dispute it. Never
Okay.
just go out and pay it. If you agree or even acknowledge on the phone, and this for another, conversation because I could go on. I'm trying to keep it short because I
Yeah.
all this stuff we could get deeper into it. But you never want to acknowledge the debt unless it's verified. So if
Okay.
someone's calling you with a debt that's over 7 years old, even 10 years old, the first thing you want to say is, how do you know that I owe this debt? I need you to validate it. Because the minute
Oh
you say,
wow.
yes, I owe it, oh, I'm so sorry I didn't pay that bill, they're going to go, yep, now it's restarted. So the 7 years that was gone now restarts another 7 years from the day they
Oh
call you
wow.
and you acknowledge that debt. So
Oh
never
wow.
acknowledge debt unless you know for sure that
Hmm.
you owe that money. And you
Okay,
can
great.
always dispute. And that's a whole, like I said, that's a whole nother process,
For
whole nother
a whole
conversation.
nother day. Okay. Um, so we talked about how long, so 7 years and it don't really fall off. So now what's the benefit of using a credit repair company or a credit repair service?
So the benefits of using a credit repair service is that you have someone to guide you, and really tell you what you need to do personally to help
Hmm.
you increase your debt.
Okay.
Now, credit repair companies are not all made equal. You have
Hmm.
to be sure that you're not being charged a large sum of money up front before the person does any work for you. You
Okay.
can charge a fee. The company can charge a fee, but it could be an intro fee. It could be some kind of initiation fee, but they should not. And I'm telling y'all, if you have a company talk about you need to shell out $3,000 to $5,000 before they even help you have to wonder what is it that they're doing for you with that money? Because if you got $3,000 to $5,000, and let's say you got $7,000 in debt, what should you do with that money?
Hmm.
Pay
Pay
some
your
debt,
debt.
right? That's the first thing I would tell my clients.
Yes.
I said, well, if you, because I had a client, I won't, lie to you. I had a client who I was working with. I wasn't working on credit only. I was working on some other stuff with her, and she's telling me, "Oh yeah, I paid $700 a month to this credit repair guy. He's gonna remove stuff." I said, "Wait a second. If you got $700 a month, and I'm looking at your debt, in 3 months you could be debt free."
Yeah. Yeah.
And she was like, but I said, listen, you could do all this stuff yourself. There's so many things you could do yourself. I've done it myself. I
Yeah.
recently had to do it because I was looking to make a major purchase,
Yeah.
and I paid $25 to a
Wow.
home buying program. That's all I
Wow.
did. And a
Yeah.
lot of the stuff I already knew it. I just needed the guidance. Sometimes we just need that accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
You're
it's
right.
I think it's fair for you to pay something into it, because what people don't realize, we don't do free well.
Yeah.
If I gave you all this for free and told you I would walk you through it and help you, you wouldn't take it seriously. We got to put some skin in the game. So
You're
putting
right.
something up front, yes, it's fine, but don't put thousands of dollars. If they're requesting
Yeah.
that from you, run. When I tell you run, run.
Yeah. Good advice. Good advice. Also, I just lost my train of thought. It
Sorry.
was one another question.
Because girl, I
um,
can talk credit all day. I
I
love
know,
it.
I know, I got it now. So for say because the group is all single mothers, right?
Yes.
Say they're looking into home ownership. So first time home buyer. How does your credit play into being a first time home
I would say it's a major part of that purchase, because it determines your interest rate.
buyer?
It
Mm-hmm.
determines whether the bank will qualify you. It
Mm-hmm.
determines whether you are even seen as a viable person to give money to. Because remember, I said a bank will determine your credit score if you're a risk or not.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so if your credit score is in the lows, you're not looking so good to the lender, because they're like,
So what?
man,
Yeah.
we
So
don't want to
what?
give you money. And if you somebody who your credit score is really good, you in
Yeah.
the mid 600s and above, they look at you a little differently. And I know
Mm-hmm.
this because I went through the process for a year. And
Yeah.
where I was when I first started, and then I had people shopping for me because I changed my credit.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Oh,
So
I know.
game
I know.
changer.
Because so before I say what I'm going to say, what is a the good number? Say that's the what I forgot to tell you to ask you. Our first step in repairing our credit. That was the question I forgot to ask you. What's the first in repairing our credit?
Pull your credit. You should know what's on your credit, because the credit repair company, they're gonna pull it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
If they have access to it, I don't. If I work with you, I don't pull it, because I
Yeah.
don't want to mess with your credit. I want you to get it for yourself,
Please,
and you
yeah.
can get it through. You're allowed to pull your credit yourself once a year,
Mm-hmm.
through a federal government site, annualcreditreport.com. That is the actual site. You can go there, pull your credit from, and I believe you get it from all three credit bureaus, which is what you want. You don't want to see
Yeah.
it just from one. You want to see it from all three, because all three may not have the same information. You want
Yeah.
to check for inaccuracies. You want to check to see if the debts make sense to you. You know them. You can verify them. If you can't, you need to do some checking.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just want to see what you really owe and where
Yeah.
you are, so that if you do decide to go purchase a home, you can speak to those things, because the first thing that lender's going to do for pre-approval is pull your credit, and they're going to go, well, you got all this stuff for your credit, what is it about? And then if you can't answer it, then you're kind of in a bad
Okay.
situation.
So, so once I pull my credit, say I'm looking at my score and I'm
Mhm.
trying to buy a home, what is the basic score that I'm looking for or that I should consider trying to reach? Say I pull my score and I'm at um a 600. Is it a good idea? I say, okay, well that's good. 600, go ahead and apply for a home loan, or should I start working on my credit right then?
So good question. And I just want to clarify, as for you pulling your credit, you may not get your score, because you
Oh,
have to,
okay.
most likely you have to pay for that. But what I would tell you is, download the Experian app. You can see your credit scores for free. You can at least see your Experian credit score for free at any time. The
Mm-hmm.
only scores you might have to pay for eventually is the TransUnion Equifax. So pulling your credit score and your credit report, two different things.
Okay.
So when you pull the report, you want to get the score. Once you see
Hmm.
your score, if it's in the 600, that all depends what lending program you qualify for. So
Okay.
there's several different types of lending programs. Some may say, "Hey, we'll take you out of 600," but that means your interest is high.
Hmm.
But if you can work out and get it higher, your interest goes low. And we always want to lower interest on that loan. So I would always say if you're at a six, try your best to work it up to a 650 or better. That's where you want to be. You want to be at that sweet spot because a 650 can get you far more than a 600.
Good, good. All right. Okay. Now, thank you so much for being here
You're
a
welcome.
second time here for all of us. I really do appreciate you. So, say any of the ladies in the group have any additional questions. How can they reach you?
So I have a Facebook page, Savvy Moms Unite.
Hmm.
You can like that page. I always post information there, live videos, discussions. I also have a group, a Facebook group called Savvy Money Mindset. You could definitely join that if you're looking to, especially for the master class that I have coming up. That's where I'm going to be teaching it for 4 weeks on credit. And I'll go deeper. I'll have more time to go deeper into things. You can check out my website, Savvy Moms Unite. You can message me through the site, or you can DM me on Facebook. I answer messages within 24 hours. So you can
Okay,
reach me on those
great. And
platforms.
now for Savvy Mom, so you're only on Facebook? Do you have any other social media
Yes, I
platforms?
do. Sorry. I have Instagram and Twitter, Savvy Mom Elkie.
All right. Great. Thank you again for being
You're
here. Thank you for
welcome.
answering all my questions, even though I was like all the way around. So
No,
I
it's
do
okay.
apologize. And I do thank you again. So that will wrap up our session for credit repair. If y'all have any additional questions, you can post them in the group. I'll try to get an answer for you, or you can reach out to Elkie yourself at Savvy Moms Unite.
Yes.
All right. Thank you again. You
All
have a
right. You're
good day.
welcome. Take
Bye.
care.